Hi, this is Stan Houston. Just a few thoughts that might be helpful and useful to you. Usually, when we say to another person, "How are you?" they say, "I'm fine, good, great." Well, of course, that's not always true, and it can't always be true because things are not always good, fine, and great. And as one of my mentors once said to me, "Stan, be kind to everyone because everyone in some way is carrying some great burden." Well, that is true. Some more than others, and we don't really spend much time showing it because who wants to hear about our trials and tribulations? That's perhaps one of the reasons it's good to have a good friend, because a good friend can occasionally just say, "Hey, tell me the real stuff in your life," and they're there to listen, to care, and perhaps to give a word of encouragement and say a word of prayer. Good stuff. The other day I was talking to one of my good friends, Bernie, and we were going through some of the things that we were working with, and obviously we've been blessed by many things, but there were challenges in our life and business that we could mutually share with one another. It was at that time that Bernie reminded me of a saying by one of his favorite writers, who actually was somebody that I enjoyed reading some years ago when I was trying to learn how to be a writer myself. Her name was Annie Lamott, and she's quite a character. And she lived life to the fullest, and not always in the best way. But then the amazing grace of God captured her, and her spirit was transformed by the Spirit. And in thinking about all that happened to her, Bernie said that she came up with a line, and it's actually a line that I think could be a sermon in itself. And it simply was this: in life, grace always bats last. Yeah, we're looking for grace and mercy in our lives, and sometimes it doesn't seem like it's going to come to us. And we all know that feeling as we go through the difficulties of life. But maybe a sermon in a line could simply be this: yes, keep in mind as you go through the tough times that there is grace and there is mercy, but grace always bats last. And I remember that little sermon, and that caused me to come up with a prayer that might be appropriate, a short prayer, and it's simply this. If that's the case, then my prayer is this: batter up. Think about that. Perhaps you want to join me as you think about your life and the week before you. Why don't you just simply join me in remembering that grace bats last and batter up.